But we got to get back to why we do what we do, because that is where the fire is. Would you agree? Yeah, so let's restart that fire. So tell me about what FedEx, what are they known for? Overnight delivery, being fast, being efficient. What's your brand? What is your brand? When you walk out of the room, what do you want people to say about you? Yeah, you know, she just kind of, or he just kind of, depends on the day, actually. Right? So we need to be really crystal clear of what do we want to be known for? Am I a power of example or am I a warning? You know, am I bringing energy into the room or am I bringing calmness into the room? Or they might be going, whoa, like she's a spinning top again, right? At a time when we really need her to be calm. Have you inspired or have you expired people when you've been in their presence? Inspired, expired. I don't use that one too often with the funeral directors, but for obvious reasons. So, but my point is, we need to get back to saying, hey, how do I need to take care of myself? How do I have it so my underwear is not so tight? So I can show up and be the best version of me. Because that's what we want, isn't it? Even with your purple hair, by the way, it would look very cool. Music man. Really loud, really loud. Let's go, let's roll those shoulders. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go. Let's get loud.
You got it. Now I just want you to sway for a minute here, because guess what? You are an elephant at the zoo. And so we want to move that trunk. Because you know what? No nuts for you if we don't move the trunk. Now, we don't want your breakfast coming out your nose. So we want to be very careful, especially if you decided to go out last night and have a little fun. This might be dangerous. And slowly roll your shoulders back. Ah. So those of you with neck pain, hands up. Neck pain. So who do you think the pain in the neck is? It's us, right? The neck represents flexibility. So the times when my neck starts to bother me, it's because my underwear's gotten too tight again, and I'm expecting that I should be the woman of the universe and I should do it all. So the big D word comes in. What do you think that word might be for someone like me? Delegate. Oh, divorce. I wasn't going there, but okay, yeah? That could be for some. Yeah, no, it's actually delegate. And then if it doesn't happen, maybe divorce, I don't know. So again, we need to be mindful. The body's just cueing you. We need to start to connect with it, right? We're a society that's so quick to pop a pill. But the neck is telling us, the head, for having a headache, it's telling us for a reason. You need to let go. You're obsessing too much. You need to get rest. But the key is what we want to do is you already know what you need. Your body's already cueing you. How many of you here, for example, have neck pain? Hands up. Yeah. Okay. How many back pain? Hands up. Yeah. How many stomach pain? We got a lot of ailments going on here. So this is really a reflection of lacking support. This is where we need to ask for help. I love this one friend of mine. She says, I'm afraid to ask for help, Cate. And I said, why? She said, because I might get it. What will I do if I get it? I said, well, actually what you'll do is you'll actually receive some help and you'll help the other person and you'll feel more connected, right? Yeah. If it's the middle of the back, anybody middle of the back? Yeah, that's guilt, carrying the guilt. Yeah.
If we're not passionate and we're not engaged, how can we expect our own people to be passionate or be engaged? So it's really important that you take time like you are today, like you were yesterday, and perhaps tomorrow as well, and really make this about you. Fill you up, because who they need is you. You see, once you tune in to what you need as a leader and fill you up as a leader, by stretching yourself with conferences and conventions and hiring coaches and being part of masterminds and doing all sorts of cool things to stretch yourself, then your employees, boy, they're watching you. They're watching you because they're seeing that you're the real deal. You're not just doing this. You're not just giving them lip service. You're walking your talk. But the dilemma for a lot of us is that we forget we're in the people business. Because as leaders, it's so critical that you're up here, you're looking at the big picture. But sometimes we forget about the most important picture, and that's our people. So think about it. Are you fully present? Are you constantly on your phone or checking your watch when you're with your employees? Tell me, what does that feel like when someone does that? The key is this, that if we're not showing up and we're not being present, people in our company know that. They know that. They know that when, in fact, I'm so busy thinking about my next meeting that I'm not fully present for them. So I really devalue them. I really say that, you know what, you're not that important. And I don't think that's the message we want to give our people, particularly when the turnover rate sometimes can be high. We have to celebrate our people. How many of you do that now? Put your hands up, that you celebrate your people on a fairly regular basis. Okay, good job. What sort of things do you do? Just shout it out. Use your outside voice. It's so important that you check in with your people. Is this working? Are our systems efficient or are they not? Is there somewhere a gap that perhaps we're missing? A lot of times we think it's got to be something really fancy we've got to do for engagement, folks. It's not. It's about people to people. It's about knowing that when I work for you, that I matter. That I matter. It's so important that we treat our employees the way we do our customers and our clients. We train our people. It's difficult work what they do. Very difficult work when they're hearing all sorts of tragedies on the phone on the other end or in the text. But we're all inside craving that connection. We know that the human condition is such that, we want to be needed, wanted, and loved. However, we want to feel a sense of belonging, right? We want to feel like somehow we matter. I was so very fortunate. I had this wonderful, wonderful grandmother. Did anybody have a wonderful grandmother? Yeah. I'm going to do everything I can not to cry. Well, my Scottish grandmother was this really cool lady. She always dressed well and took care of herself, and, she always was about service. She taught me so much. But the biggest thing she taught me? She taught me about how to pay witness to another human being. So whenever you were in Nanny's, anywhere near Nanny, she would put whatever she was working on aside, because that became secondary. What became more important was you. And sometimes she said nothing. Think about it for a moment. If there was somebody that came into your culture right now, into your organization, your company, what would the culture look like? Is it healthy food that's being served, or are people busy popping M&Ms, or are they intravenously hooked up to the caffeine, or what's happening? Because we know that in order to really keep our people, well, we have to be mindful of encouraging them to take walks on their lunchtime. So what I'd like you to do is right now, on a scale of 1 out of 5, I want you, instead of going through them all, I want you to actually pick one. So circle the one right now that you feel you need to actually make. Which one do you need to check in with the most? Where are you checked out, and where do you need to check in? And what are you going to do specifically? So maybe it's you're going to work the floor more. You're going to spend more time on the floor and connect with your people and really get the heart of what's going on for them. Maybe it's a matter of you're going to sit and shadow with somebody and go, wow, I forgot how hard this is. Carol Ann made references to that when I spoke with her about just the importance of how difficult it is with what your people do. So please, write that down as a commitment for yourself. It's difficult, there's no question. It can get messy being a leader. It can be very messy. But what they need most is for you to show up and to be the best version of yourself. And you can't do that alone. It takes a team of people. It's who's behind the leader, who's beside the leader, and who's ahead of the leader. So I invite you during this time together that you really do pick each other's brains and you talk about, I got this going on, and how did you handle that? And really be able to bounce off of each other. This is really key time. You get to step off that stress treadmill and to really be able to engage the masterminds in the industry. And not only that, I invite you to take it a step further and create that accountability partnership or that mastermind